Next to Dunedin and India are the opposition. India desperate for a victory to keep their faint hopes of qualifying for the semi-finals alive. Chris Cairns comes in for Danny Morrison. Chris Harris leads the World Cup table with 13 wickets so far. India have struggled with only Tendulkar and Azharuddin making runs on a consistent basis. The Indians won the toss and decided to bat, and we pick up the action with the very first ball.
Chris Cairns to bowl the first ball of this very important match for India. And it's a full toss, a big appeal. Well, Cairns demanding it to Richard Hadley. What a dramatic start that might have been.
Well, we've seen dramatic starts in 1 and 2 other matches before, but here we have Chris Cairns getting into his work. Full toss. Well, it may have misled, then again it just may have hit it. There's a bit of turn there. And Patel, as I say, has been very, very successful in this competition. He's conceded at the most in his 10 overs 36 runs. I mean, that's an outstanding performance. And of course, last week, 1 for 19 against the West Indies. Very, very impressive.
Here's Shrikant going over the top, and Rod Latham's waiting for it and makes the catch. Rod Latham. Shrikant out in the second over, and New Zealand's made a dramatic breakthrough. India are 4 for 1, and we're still in the second over.
Well, I guess Shrikant's been forced into this move, and he's been one of the only batsmen in the whole competition to really have a go at Patel. He did I think the effort was probably right, but he just hit it probably too well and too straight, and Latham takes a pretty good catch, a simple one in fact.
Well, he certainly didn't have to run for it. It was hit directly to him, and so the move of using Deepak Patel at the start's paid off again. Shrikant going, India are 4 for 1. And the new batsman is the Indian captain, Mohammad Azharuddin.
A double blow, though, for India as RJ Jadeja, the other opening batsman, pulls a hamstring and takes no further part in the match. The setting open, though, for the brilliant teenager Sachin Tendulkar to come to the crease.
Just nips that one down the leg side, and that's 4. That'll run away. Well played. Just straying a little, Chris Cairns, and Azharuddin able to catch up with it.
Yes, it looked to bounce on him here. And just flicking it off the hip, getting it very fine indeed. That fine leg down there is much wider than that, but getting it just above hip high. No one obviously catching around the corner, so he could play freely at it.
It's a lovely shot from Azharuddin, straight through extra cover. That's the best shot of the day.
24 overs gone and just 77 for 1. India, 3 in the offside, saving the single, and just 1 in the on and defending that onside boundary. But Crowe can't defend much more from this position. He must remember, keep 4 plus the bowler and keep her inside the circle after the 15 overs are through.
That's a big shot, a very big shot indeed from Tendulkar. 1 bounce, 4 over extra cover.
Yes, it looks as though Tendulkar has decided things aren't going well enough, and that's a magnificent stroke. He got inside it and hit it inside out over cover. See the angle of the bat there, opening up the blade. Even though the delivery was almost on off stump, he did very well indeed to get it there.
Tendulkar looks to be in commanding form at the moment. He's been in very little trouble since he's been at the crease. Azharuddin more of an anchor role, and that's the way the partnership should work as well. Somebody occupying the crease, keeping one end tied up while the other one plays a few shots, so they work well together in this partnership. And that's 6. It's over the top and just clearing the fence. Azharuddin reaching his 50 now. 3 4s and a 6 in that, 97 deliveries. And this is what India will be doing, quickening the pace.
Azharuddin charging and tackling the boundary fielder. There is a long on down there, and he just got it over the edge. He obviously decided that it was worth risking. Patel now in his 10th over, has 1 for 27, and Azharuddin deciding that he will try and spoil those figures a little.
Well, that's what Chris Srikanth tried to do to the third delivery of Patel's first over and didn't quite make it. Azharuddin has. Could be out. He's taken it. Mark Greatbatch. A brilliant catch again. And Azharuddin, after reaching 55, deciding to have a go at Patel in his last over. 9 runs coming from it already. And Mark Greatbatch has taken a very good low diving catch on the wide mid-on boundary. Very wide mid-on boundary. Glenn.
Yes, well, he's charging, and it was a full toss, and you watch it juggle here from Greatbatch. Did he catch it? He got under it, and then it's as though he hugged it under there, and he came up with the ball and claimed the fact that he caught it. See how he hugged it in against his body there. The umpires looked to go together to talk about it, but Azharuddin was quite happy and was walking off the park, so that was not necessary. So India's second wicket down with a total at 149 and the 37th.
Chris Harris to continue.
Harris bowling a beautiful catch at the wicket, and the wicket's been taken. Tendulkar's gone, Harris has got him, and India have lost their most exciting batsman. Tendulkar caught Smith, bowled Harris for 84. It's 167 for 3 in the 42nd over.
And Tendulkar, it's very wide again, actually a poor delivery. Tendulkar given the width he wanted, and just a little top edge fine enough not to deviate too much for Smith. And Tendulkar, the hero of the Indian innings to date, is dismissed, and now India 167 for 3.
And a new batsman, Kapil Dev, has come to the crease because Tendulkar's out. Azharuddin's gone earlier.
And Kapil Dev just whips that one around the corner and hits it very well indeed and picks up 4 runs.
Well, Kapil Dev is a wonderful striker of the ball once he gets in, and tends to play that shot quite a lot, particularly at the death of the last few overs of an innings. Even in test matches he tends to hoik it a bit round there, but he can hit the ball beautifully straight too. I tend to think a lot of them are going to go in that area on the onside.
Yes, he picked that up superbly. And he goes again, and my word, that's through the extra cover field and away for 4 more. And Kapil Dev middling that one beautifully.
Well, we'll see a bowling change. Chris Harris coming on to relieve Chris Cairns, and well, I think that's a little bit surprising. Even though Cairns went for 14 in the last over, I just wonder whether he might have bowled another one. But Harris, he's the most successful wicket taker in this competition.
Harris, and Chris Harris makes no mistake, and India have lost another wicket.
Well, it's not a major problem or disaster for India, but Mandraker, I think, just stopped his shot there. The ball might have just held up a little bit and just pushed it straight back. Simple catch. It's 201 for 4.
So the new man, Banerjee, and brought into the side, and we'll see what he can do. He hasn't got much time to do it in. Chris Harris just removing Mandraker. Got that on the toe of the bat almost, where he just spooned it back. Simple catch.
Yes, he did. It certainly wasn't supposed to go there. We must say that a very good bowling change by Crow.
Very cunning, Richard.
Indeed.
And that's a big hit. That's going to be caught. Is it Latham underneath it? Is it Larson? It's Larson makes the catch. That's a big blow for New Zealand. Harris has his 3rd wicket, and Kapil Dev is out. Caught Larson, bowled by Harris for 33. It's 222 for 4.
Yes, well, he could have hit it on the offside and played a similar shot. Because it was a fraction shorter, he decided to go onside and fetch it, and was not able to quite get it over Larson there, who took a very good catch. So the Indians now 222 for 5.
Yes, he judged it very well, did Gavin Larson. Now, this is the last over of the Indian innings. 2-2-3 for 5. Banerjee swings through mid-wicket, and he's caught! Another tumbling catch by Mark Greatbatch, and Banerjee's out, caught by Greatbatch, Bob Watson for 11. In the last over, it's 223 for 6.
Yes, Banerjee looking to pick the ball up onside here, which he's entitled to do, and didn't really get enough on it. And we saw Great Batch taking a good catch this time, and he decides to catch it in his hands rather than under his armpit.
A reference to a previous catch, which was nearly misjudged to the extent of disaster. But the young guns certainly are firing out here.
Sachin Tendulkar, the star for India, with an outstanding 84. But Deepak Patel once again restricted the batsman and was the pick of the New Zealand bowlers. Without Tendulkar and Azharuddin, India would have been well short of 200. 231 should be within New Zealand's grasp. Great Batch and Latham once again open the innings. We pick up their reply in the second over. They've moved on to 3 for no wicket, with Prabhakar bowling to Great Batch.
Down the wicket goes Great Batch and thumps it over the extra cover field and into the boundary for 4. Well, we've seen a bit of that in the last week or so, and he's continued.
Well, I suppose if you can do that shot to Malcolm Marshall, belting Prabhakar is almost like child's play.
He certainly hit it. That rocketed into the boundary out there. Super shot. And he's just guided this one wide of Moray, and a dive there, but 4 more. So that's set the Carisbrook crowd alight.
Oh, that was a very good shot. He got his bat right in behind it, and then seeing that he had control over it, he was able just to open the face and guide it right down there. Hit it fine enough to beat Banerjee.
Yes, that was a super shot, wasn't it? Just opening the face. Very typical one-day shot. Good dive down there by Banerjee, but to no avail. So things underway for New Zealand. But this time, that's a lovely shot. Well, that answers the critics, doesn't it? Stands up, bangs it into the covers off the back foot. Lovely shot.
When Latham plays like that, he looks as good as anybody in the world because he's got plenty of time. He's taken a little half step forward. He saw it was short. He transferred his weight very quickly. And even though there was no flourish to it, it's a marvellous bat he's got, and he's very strong, and his timing was quite outstanding.
Oh, he short-arm jabbed this one. Square of the wicket on the onside. 6 runs. Well, he just literally flicked his wrists, and into the new stand it went. 6 runs. 27 for no wicket.
Oh, that's Latham gone. Prabhakar strikes first for India, and Latham's been bowled for 8. It's 36 for 1 now, leaving Great Batch 26 not out.
Obvious frustration here from Latham. Tries to hit, he hits right across it to try and hit it over mid-wicket, and if you do that, you've got to get your pad closer to it and go through with it. He didn't achieve that, and so New Zealand's first wicket falls after 7 overs, 36 for 1.
So Jones gets his first ball, and it's outside the off stump, and the over comes to an end. 36 for 1, 8 completed.
Just above the hill, looking down on Carisbrook, Dunedin, the South Island of New Zealand.
That's a lovely shot again from Great Batch. He's found the side boundary again, and one bounce into the hoardings. A little bit short. We haven't seen a big shot for a while from Great Batch. It was due.
Yes, it wasn't a pick-up either. It was just short of a leg. But look how he cocks his leg up as he just fetches it. Instead of going square or behind square, it goes more towards mid-wicket. One bounce into the fence.
And he goes again. This is high in the air. It's 6 runs. Ian Robinson says 6, and the crowd love it here at Carisbrook. Well, Richard, good entertaining stuff, isn't it?
Well, it's quite an unbelievable batting display, isn't it? Great Batch. He's really gone from one extreme to the other. For somebody who couldn't hit the ball off the square, perhaps at the beginning of the season, now has really hit the ball to and over the boundary all too frequently, and that is not a problem for New Zealand, is it? And, very good on the leg side in his pickups.
He is super stuff.
He's been very, very positive. I just wonder how long he can keep going for.
And great match, hits Capel Dev way down the ground. That won't be 6. In fact, it struggles over the boundary in the end because it pitched and stopped a little, but 4 more. Well, there we are, looking out to White Island, and plenty of white caps out there. Pretty tough day on the sea today if you're a fisherman. But we're
Tough for a fish, I would think, too.
It'd be tougher if they weren't out there, Richard.
Anyway, there's a change in the bowling attack. Srinath to come on and replace Capel, who went for, what, 34 and 6 overs.
And Mark Greatbatch, there's his 50. Wonderful 50 from Mark Greatbatch. He's coming back for the second, so he's on to 51. But the crowd here at Carisbrook giving Mark Greatbatch a wonderful hand for what has been a very entertaining 50.
He has 47 deliveries for his 50, 4 4s in that and 3 6s.
Good shot. Straight down the ground. And this should run away, just keeping on going. And it has. Well, that was well played. It was timed. And it beat mid-on.
I was going to say that a lot of bowlers are coming some fearful stick with Greatbatch being there, but there's Andrew Jones. That's a lovely on drive, and of course mid-on is reasonably wide.
Right, well, Andrew Jones has dispensed with the headgear. He's not feeling the cold at the moment. He's working very hard for New Zealand out there. Nice shot by Andrew Jones. Nobody out at long on. That's 4.
He's an extremely good cricketer, isn't he, Andrew Jones? And I'm surprised that he hasn't yet hit a one-day 100.
Well, he's made 93 as his highest score in a match against Bangladesh, but he's been so consistent, averaging in the mid-40s, Andrew Jones, and a shot of real quality, that one. Getting it wide of mid-on, and it was always going to run away 4-4. He's done it again, this time through the offsides.
Lovely shot.
Just enough way on. Consecutive 4s. Really a typical Andrew Jones shot. He loves to play through the offside, both off the back foot and the front foot. And that one, everything was in the right place and just enough way on for the ball to beat Prabhakar into the boundary. Banerjee is hit for 6. Fine shot by Greatbatch, straight back over the bowler's head. Right up in the slot for him.
And Mark Greatbatch opening the innings today. And what a wonderful innings it's been. He's on 73. And he's gone for the big hit. He could be caught. He is caught. Mark Greatbatch is out. He tried to swing Raju away over the fence at mid-wicket. He didn't quite hit it as well as he might. And he is gone.
Showing frustration there after such a fine knock. Just a pity to be strangled by that one. I think he tries to get it squarer here. In fact, no, he tried to get it behind square. The man is in front out there at a deepish mid-wicket and hit it straight down his throat. That's Banerjee. And so after a marvellous knock of 73 and 76 balls, New Zealand are 118 for 2.
Well, Martin Crowe, the New Zealand skipper, making his way out to the middle of Carisbrook. A very good round he got to as Mark Greatbatch departed.
Raju's into his 3rd over, has 1 for 6. Jones down the ground, and he might have been a bit lucky that he hit it so hard because it went straight back over the top of Raju. That, my word, it was travelling like a bullet, and Raju didn't even have time to react to it.
Yes, indeed. Superb front-footed drive by Andrew Jones. Well-timed, perfectly executed. Right down the pitch and drives it past the bowler. Raju has got a steady length.
Jones down the pitch again, thumping the ball down to long off. Stand in your crease, Andrew Jones, that's 4. 28 overs gone, 137 for 2. So Chris Shrikant, who's coming very close with the new batsman Crowe, who can scarcely be said to be in poor form. He's coming to try and put a bit of pressure on him.
Yes, with a spinner, left arm spinner bowling at Martin Crowe, they're expecting a bat and pad catch at Silly Point.
Well, they're not going to get one from there anyway. That's a huge hit from Martin Crowe. That just raced across the turf to the boundary at square leg. There's Crowe going over square leg again. That's 6. Well, look at the wind.
Yes, that was a loose delivery by Kapil. They were short and lifting, and Martin Crowe had plenty of time to get behind it and smack it towards the mid-wicket boundary for 6.
Crowe in the air but safe, just over square leg. It should run away for 4. It does. So Martin Crowe another 4, and my word, he's getting on with the job. And 162 for 2. New Zealand racing towards the target.
Well, it looks like a formality. Martin Crowe has been pretty severe there. He likes to sweep the spinners. He's done it on numerous occasions. But I'd say that Raju would have very cold hands out there at the moment. Very difficult for a spinner.
So Crowe there on 26, Andrew Jones 41 at the other end. And of course Mark Graypatch, that wonderful innings. There's the comparison. And New Zealand in a pretty comfortable spot at the moment. Oh, well done by Moray.
Out. He's been out.
He's gone. It hit the stumps. I didn't realise it hit the stumps. What a slick piece of work by Moray. He dived away and reversed the ball, flicking it behind him, hitting the stumps, and Martin Crowe was out of his crease. I didn't realise that it hit the stumps, but it certainly did. So, very good work by the keeper, Moray.
Yes, he did well. Very well. Look at that.
Oh. That's superb stuff by Moray. Crowe out, and New Zealand 162 for 3. Well, interesting change to the New Zealand batting lineup. Ian Smith, many of the crowd were expecting their hero Ken Rutherford to come out, but I don't think there's too much doubt about what he'll do. Prabhakar. And Ian Smith swings it away. 1 bounce, 4 runs.
Well, that's a typical Ian Smith hoik shot. Wide mid-wicket. He picks him up from anywhere, really, doesn't he? Just a little whip.
Yeah, super shot. And very much an Ian Smith shot. He's just about got a mortgage on that one, hasn't he? So, Ian Smith on strike again. And away he goes again. This is high.
Could be out.
It could be caught. He is caught. Yes,
well.
He's gone. And it's Amray out there. Hello. A parting word from Ian Smith. But there's no question he's out. Caught in the deep, just forward of square, trying to hit it away. Got it a little too high. Picked it up all right in the middle of the bat, but it went very high. And gone.
Yes, well, that's Prabhakar's reply. The ball before going for 4. Smith trying to do the same. And Prabhakar gets the wicket. So Kenny Rutherford now is the New Zealand batsman coming to the crease. 172 for 4.
Banerjee back into the attack, and Jones gets it through extra cover, and that's his 50, his 23rd 50 in one-day internationals for New Zealand. Andrew Jones.
Jones taking his 50 from a shot that went in the air a good deal of the way towards the fielder, but he split those two very nicely just behind point and the man at cover.
Rutherford gets a short ball, which he plays beautifully. That's in the gap. That's 4.
And quite a classy shot from Rutherford. let it come on and placed it just wide of the left hand of the man behind point, but square enough to defeat third man, and using the pace of the ball nicely over the top of it and clipping it just behind point.
It's a shot he plays very, very well. So 44 runs needed from 70 balls. New Zealand in a tremendously strong position now with 6 wickets in hand. There he goes through mid-wicket, and it's in the air, but it's quite safe. There's no one out there, and it's one bounce. Or is it going to be 60 to go over the grass into the ditch?
Well, I thought for a moment the way he played the shot that he got it high on the bat and it spooned it over mid-wicket, but it certainly kept on going, and Rutherford knew it because he just stayed where he was, and it just carried into the ditch for 6.
So 7 bowlers used by India, and they haven't really been able to find the right combination. In the air, hit over the top, and that's going to be another marvellous boundary for the hometown boy, Ken Rutherford. His second 4, he's had 1 6 already, and he's only made 16. It's going to be lucky as Ken Rutherford, getting it in the air, but in the gap. And he gets 4 from a shot that he didn't really control, but the result's okay, and it moves Rutherford on to 21.
Yes, a little streaky here from Rutherford. It must have just turned a little on him. Just out there and going off the face, thick outside edge, down to a wide third man position.
Rutherford gets a short ball, a big appeal, he's out! I think Rutherford thought it must have pitched outside leg, but umpire Ian Robinson had a long look and then took his life in his hands and gave Ken Rutherford out in Carisbrook.
Yes, it kept down on Rutherford. He got into a pulling position with the ball being short. It didn't bounce. It pitched, and it certainly was hitting middle. It's just a question of whether it pitched outside leg. It perhaps pitched on leg stump, certainly knocking middle out. And Rutherford is out now, and New Zealand lose their 5th wicket at 2:06.
Chris Harris in to take strike to the left armour, Raju.
One of the things about the New Zealand performance right throughout this competition has been their consistency in the field, with the ball, with the bat. Great bats, Jones, Crowe have all been very consistent with the bat, leaving very little opportunity for many others in the side. Good problem to have.
Oh, he's bowled. A full delivery. Chris Harris playing over the top of it. It gets through and hits the off stump. So another New Zealand wicket has fallen. It's probably too little, too late. 6 runs needed for victory, but Prabhakar has bowled him.
Well, Chris Harris will be disappointed about this because he's looking for a nice little not out, but that was, he yawped himself really, didn't he?
Yes, so you look to play through the leg side, perhaps. However, he's gone 2-2-5 for 6.
New Zealand making the 6 remaining runs without further loss and a comfortable 4-wicket victory. Their 100% record remains intact. Great Batch top scored with 73 and was supported well by Andrew Jones, who remained unbeaten on 67. Next, the clash of the 2